In the sun-dappled shallows of the cerulean reef, where the coral castles bloomed in vibrant pinks and oranges, lived a young mermaid named Lyra. Her scales shimmered with the pale, opalescent light of a pearl, and her hair flowed around her like a cloud of ink in the current. But Lyra's true magic was her voice, a melody so pure it could coax the shyest seahorse from its fern and make the grumpiest grouper sigh with delight. Yet, Lyra was restless. The reef, for all its beauty, felt like a gilded cage. Her heart ached for the deep, the unknown, the places her elders whispered about in hushed tones. They spoke of the abyssal plain, of trenches that swallowed light, and of the drowned city, a place of crumbling stone and sorrow, silenced by a great cataclysm long ago. Stay away from the deep dark, her grandmother would warn, her fins twitching with anxiety. The deep dark holds only ghosts and forgotten things. But the warning was a key that unlocked a deeper longing. One evening, as the sun bled orange into the surface world above, a new sound wove itself into the familiar chorus of the reef. It was not a living sound. It was a deep, resonant, lonely bond, a single note from a great bell, tolling from the depths. No one else seemed to hear it. It was a thrum in the water, a vibration in the bone. That was all Lyra needed. With a powerful flick of her pearlescent tail, she left the warm safety of the reef and dove. The light faded from gold to blue, then to a twilight gray. The cheerful fish were replaced by strange, phosphorescent creatures with needle teeth and lanterns dangling from their heads. The pressure grew, but Lyra's merfolk heart adjusted. She followed the sound, the periodic, mournful bond that grew clearer and more profound with every league she descended. Finally, a shape emerged from the murk. Towers, not of coral, but of carved stone, encrusted with centuries of barnacles and veiled in drifting silt. Streets, now home to gardens of ghostly white anemones, stretched out between silent buildings. This was a drowned city, and in the central square, hanging from a great archway of stone that had somehow withstood the ages, was the source of the sound. A massive bell of tarnished bronze, swaying gently in the deep current that flowed through the city. No hand was striking it. It was as if the ocean itself was a ringer, playing a single note for its sunken audience. Lyra drifted into the square, mesmerized. The loneliness of the place was immense, a weight heavier than the water. But within that loneliness was a profound peace. She opened her mouth and began to sing. Her voice, which had once coaxed seahorses, now filled the drowned avenues. It wove around the stone towers, danced with the drifting silt, and rose to meet the solemn bong of the bell. And something magical happened. The bell answered her. Its next toll was not a single note, but a chord. The vibration changed, harmonizing with her melody. As she sang, the city seemed to remember. Faint, shimmering echoes of merfolk, transparent and graceful, appeared gliding through the streets. They were not ghosts of fear, but memories of joy, imprinted on the water itself. Children chasing luminescent eels, elders sharing stories on the steps of a great hall, lovers meeting under the stone arch. Lyra was not singing to a dead city. She was singing with it. The bell was its heart, and she had given it a voice again. For days, she stayed, exploring the silent beauty and singing the city's history back to life. She found a small, perfect conch shell, unlike any she had seen, resting on what was once a windowsill. It was her treasure, a proof of her discovery. But a shadow fell over the city. Literally, a great fishing net, a monstrous wall of coarse rope, was being dragged along the seafloor above, descending into the depths. It scraped against the highest towers, pulling them down in clouds of dust. It was heading for the bell. Lyra watched in horror. The net would snag the ancient arch, tear the bell from its moorings, and bury the city's heart forever in silt and rubble. The memories would be lost. The song would end. The elder's warning screamed in her mind. The deep dark holds forgotten things. They had meant it as a caution, but she now understood it as a plea. These things did not want to be forgotten. She didn't hesitate. Swimming faster than she ever had, she raced toward the bell. The net was moments away, its dark webbing blotting out the little light that remained. Lyra did the only thing she could think of. She sang, but this was not a song of exploration or memory. It was a song of warning, a sharp, piercing siren's cry that cut through the water with the force of a physical blow. It was a sound the fishermen above had heard in their superstitious legends, a sound that spoke of shipwrecks and storms. Up on the surface, the men heard the unearthly wail rise from the deep. The sea turned around their boat. Spooked, and fearing what ancient leviathan they might have disturbed, they cursed and cut their net loose. The monstrous web sank, harmlessly, 100 yards from the stone arch, settling over a barren patch of sand. Silence returned to the drowned city. The current caught the bell once more. Bon! Lyra floated, her heart hammering. She had saved it. She touched the cool, ancient bronze, feeling its vibration hum through her fingertips. She understood her choice now. The reef had many singers. The drowned city had only one. Placing the beautiful conch shell gently back on its windowsill, a gift returned, she turned for one last look. Then, the mermaid was the voice that could charm a reef or save a city, began her long swim home, not to stay, but to tell them all that the deep dark was not to be feared, but to be heard, and that some cages are not made of coral, but of silence, waiting for a song to set them free. The end. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.